Good morning. How are my sexy souls today? It is Saturday morning. I am doing the weekend ahead now. Let me just tell you, okay, we are already into the weekend. I think it's just by design. I tried to sit down yesterday evening or afternoon-ish evening when they merged to do this, and it just was not, it wasn't flowing properly. It didn't connect, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna force anything. Definitely felt much better just to get settled in today with this, and so I'm obviously going to follow through with it because it just feels right. So let's see how this goes. It may filter, it may be because something might filter into like Monday morning. That's a potentiality. Or maybe it's just a more condensed, shorter version, and they're just like, whatever comes up, comes up. I don't really know. I'm trying to I'm like, is it worth it? And they're like, yes. So I'm trying to figure out why, and it's kind of like just do the message. So that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, my little flower, it got bent. I love my little flowers. I know, right? Anyways, okay. I was trying to kind of like get a feel for the energy ahead of time, and it just feels really, well, for one, they kept giving me images of like festivals, fall festivals, like that kind of stuff. In a lot of areas, I know sometimes with season changes, a lot of people don't really have a lot that changes their season, except for like the rain patterns, because it tends to be warm year round. In those areas, but there's something about a season changing and like festivals and going and enjoying and like community coming out and that kind of stuff. So they kept giving me a lot of that, and like enjoying the weather. So there's something about a weather shift. Now again, that happens with season changing, but there's an emphasis on it. I don't know if that makes you want to get out more. I know where I'm at, like, because it's been so hot, and I could imagine same would be true for like places like Arizona and things like that, where they're like, I'm not stepping foot outside. And as soon as the weather starts to let up, it's like, oh, and I feel like getting out again. Same with spring, you know, like when it's been super cold and it's kind of like, there's a desire to get out and do things. So that's kind of what I'm picking up on. And so that may be a part of the message like this weekend. Either you are getting out this weekend, or like they're like telling you, get out. Like you need to get out. It'll be good for you. So if that opportunity arises, go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? And I get the feeling that somebody's gonna be like, but why? Like for what? It feels, why are they I just heard Cindy Lou Who from The Grinch say superfluous, and I'm like it's pointless is what I want to say. Pointless. Superfluous doesn't mean that. And I'm trying to figure out, y'all, I've been Googling stuff to try and figure out why they're saying certain words. It's like I go dumb when I'm doing this thing. Okay, superfluous. Unnecessary. Okay, yeah, like it. I guess it is right. I felt like it's like a bit much, especially through being more than enough. Yeah, too much. Okay, that's what I was like. So it is unnecessary because that's like more than like why. That's a little bit too much. Like there's no end game from it, so why would I go out kind of thing? Like there's nothing, yeah. Okay. Boy, they are like, you are not gonna question me. I'm like, all right, you know. Anyways, before we get any further into this, and don't be questioning my choice of cup this morning. My child had some sports today, and it's one of the days I'm not going. It's hours away. They're traveling, all that good jazz. And so when you get up nice and early, you grab whatever, and I grabbed this to mix something up with, and so my second cup is going in this as well. It's odd, whatever. Anywho, let's go ahead and dive in. Just as a reminder before we do though, you are the sovereign being over your life. So therefore you get to use your own discernment as to if, when, where, how, why any of the messages apply. So let's say it together. We don't Cinderella this to make it fit, okay? Awesome. I am having Starman Tarot scream at me, and I'm like, alrighty then, alrighty. I'm getting that somebody might be getting some more clothing. Somebody may get some, obviously, changes of seasons, people tend to do that, but this feels like significant, like somebody hasn't for quite some time, and they're kind of like, I feel like I am putting things on my body that's more like me, that reflects my mood, reflects my personality right now. And there's something about what you put on your body making you like also contributing to the wanting to do something and things like that. So feeling more comfortable in your own skin with whatever you put on. I wasn't ready, so these are not, we're not using these. I want to shuffle just a little bit. Let's do it like this. I do have wee little hands, and some creators love to make frustratingly awkward sized cards. I do love them though, I gotta say. This particular deck, having it larger because of the what's on the imagery and stuff like that, but it does not bode well for my Weedle hands. So that's why I get real particular about being in the right space at the right moment of actually accepting any cards, because I'm not going to be, okay, there's this, not these. Two of Cups. Two of Cups. There may be somebody that you get to meet. The World. That's what the, I don't know why I just did that. Okay. Full circle. They said something comes full circle. A full circle moment. That's what the World card is indicating. A full circle. Like deja vu in a little bit. Like I feel like I've been here before. We did talk about that at one point. Like somebody getting back onto an old timeline. It's not an old timeline. It's the correct timeline is what I want to say. Even though correct is like, I know a lot of people have issues with that shit. Whatever. You may leave. It's like back with what's destined for you. You're back on that timeline. Ace of Swords. Ooh. Page of Cups, or Knight of Cups. Sorry, Knight of Cups. Both the Page and the Knight have been showing up. Nine of Pentacles. A lot lately. We're going to pull some cards to clarify. Let's clarify the Two of Cups. Oh, it's happening. I can't help but do the like it feels yummy. That's some yummy energy. It's happening, happening, ooh, ooh, happening. Okay, we're only taking ones that flip. Ooh, full circle. Full circle right back where you were. This is like the card of nostalgia, joy returning, the return of joy, enjoyment in all the little things. Ooh, I like it. Ace of Swords, Two of Swords, guys. Come on. Come on. Ugh. Eight of Pentacles. I heard yes with that. That is odd. I heard yes. Eight of Swords, shoot, Eight of Swords, listen to me. Eight of Pentacles is about that moving forward, the progression. The directing your energy or your focus to that. Putting your time or investment into something with the Knight of Cups. And so it's like a yes. There's a yes. Somebody's saying yes. Oh, shit's gonna get good. 9 of Pentacles. This is like, there's something about whatever happens here that makes somebody feel so good. Okay, so kind of like how I said, the change in, sorry, I'm bumping into shit. How, like, you know, like the change of the weather makes you feel like you want to get out more, and how it makes you want to feel more engaged, and how putting clothes on makes you, putting clothes on. Somebody may have been like chilling in their pajamas a lot lately, or like not really, yeah, somebody's not been feeling it lately. So either you have, I don't know, it's like, I want to say, like, you know how when you have like a mild depression, and so you may get out of bed, but like you throw on literally just whatever. I see all these TikToks and these little memes where it's like, this is how I drop my, you know, how I drop my kids off to the bus. And then this is how I pick my kids up. And it's like, there's no difference. Like, you wearing the same shit the whole time, and it's bummy, and it's like, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like that. It's like, that's the imagery they're giving me. Is someone really not putting forth any energy or investment into the way that they look, into how, because all of that plays a factor into how you feel. Now, we're not talking about accommodating societal standards of what beauty or how you should look or what you should engage in. It's doing what you feel good in that reflects you, where you feel alive. Because when you feel more like yourself, you feel more like yourself. I feel like they gave me an image of so this is, they're showing me a trans woman, and I know a lot of people don't like, they just say woman, but there's a purpose in saying this, saying trans woman, because the way that they're showing me is like somebody not wanting to engage, not wanting to get out, not wanting to, not feeling it because of like whatever they're wearing, not reflecting. And so they're showing me somebody who, when they first step out and start trying to be more themselves, but you know how it is. Let's just be real. This is for any person. Like, sometimes you don't have the money or the ability or the know-how or the confidence, right, to go for some of the more either bold or representative clothes. Like, you kind of like step out a bit shy or reserved. And so there's this idea, like, they're showing me somebody almost like choosing grandma-ish kind of clothing, and like old school grandma, because grandmas nowadays are really cool. And I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be a badass when I'm a grandma. Okay. Same as I'm a cool auntie, like same thing. But you know how like you don't really have, like, you kind of, you don't know what your style is, and you don't know, you know, like they're showing me somebody who is trans but still doesn't feel like what they are doing is reflective of them. And then they're showing me somebody who, it's like a makeover or something, you know, like a personal makeover, like whatever it is, who it's like night and day, and instantaneously, because I'm seeing like clothes that are more flattering and like works with their body shape and their expression of femininity. That's really, they're showing me different hairstyles and like really getting into kind of like just embodying it and taking a bolder step and feeling so much better. So that's what they're showing me. So the reason I say that is because with the 9 of Pentacles, the energy, like the confidence, the individuality, the freedom that is insinuated in the 9 of Pentacles, like, she's a badass bitch. Like, I'm just saying. Shit's on point, right? And that's what, like, that's what they mean by something shifts. Like, something shifts where it is an internal turn on. I want to say it's like a switch that turns on, or the engine that starts, or something that to that effect. And it's because it's like something that happens internally and externally at the same time, because they feed each other. There's a symbiosis between the two of them, right? And so it's like either somebody's feeling more confident, and so they start to take action representing that confidence, which then just bolsters and boosts their confidence even more. And the Nine of Pentacles is filling yourself. This is filling yourself energy. This is Nine of Pentacles is like the kind of gives me some of the same energies as like the Queen of Wands. Okay. Very badass, magnetic type of energy, but secure, and it's the opposite of withdrawn. I will tell you that. There's a stepping out energy with that. And that seems to happen. And they're saying I feel like the consequence or the development that will be seen. And it feeds itself. It's like it's something that feeds itself. Remember, it's a symbiotic relationship where one, they mutually beneficial, and it just bolsters each other. So like when you get to this place where you're feeling yourself and you're feeling good, other things happen as a result, right? When your confidence becomes more evident to others, things begin to happen as a result. That's why this is intrinsically wrapped up in some level of switch in the energy and switch in like luck, you know what I mean? Like something changes in life. And so this energy of the Nine of Pentacles really is pertinent, I want to say, to the wheel turning in your favor, and luck changing around, and things working out for you and shit, you know what I mean? So that's really what they're kind of showing me right there. And again, the confidence level, the more feeling more like yourself, but feeling, it's like I'm turned on by myself. And you can be turned on by yourself because for a myriad of reasons. It's not just some physicality type of thing. Like I'm like, my sacral energy is a go. I'm feeling I'm feeling myself. That's all I know how to say. So let's get back to the start of this though, right? We got the Two of Cups with the Chariot. I mean, I feel as if there's something about this weekend that's like, uh-oh, it's happening. Now, it may not be that you encounter somebody, sorry, but that's confirmation, guys. That ring, as soon as I said it's happening, it's like something happens this weekend that is like starts the journey or the trek, whatever you want to call it, of this coming together. And I want to say there's a bit of, and obviously with the Two of Cups, that's something hella in alignment with you that's meant for you. Coming in, definitely feel like I'm going to go with like, for 60% of the people, this is definitely a person. Okay. But, something shifts where it's like, this is the beginning of this coming together. All the events that need to happen. And the energy is feeling like you were, unbeknownst to you, things were happening with somebody else that's already been underway, but there's been a need for you to kind of like get on board. I do think it's wrapped up in this idea of this frumpy energy, this withdrawn, this like, just like going to the, when they said superfluous, it's like, why? To what end? For what reason? Like, there's just been this feeling of like, nothing's going to come of it. And I don't feel, like, when you don't feel like when you're not feeling yourself, it's so much easier to be not in the mood. You almost need something at like something to be the carrot to get you to do certain things. Like I need a reason, like you need me to give me a better reason to actually do my hair. I need a better reason to go shopping. I need a better reason to something, right? And I feel as if there is this change in season is drawing you out of your cave. And it's giving you like, I feel like it's igniting something. Remember we said like like igniting something, like the change of season kind of pulls you out. And so, well, you're like, well, I'm not going to go like this. So then maybe, I wonder exactly how that happens though. Maybe that'll come out. Okay. So basically you'll come out of this cave and it draws you to do more things, right? Which draws you to change up your appearance, how you've been operating, the way that, you know, this could even be like, I'm going to make some physical changes as well. Like a choice in doing that, a decision to do that, but something about the energy of this weekend kind of kickstarts all of that. Like Spirit's like, this weekend is the weekend that the chariot starts to move forward. Something comes in alignment where it's like, I think this has been like the precipice, right? So they're showing me a roller coaster, right? And you're in line. And you're not on the roller coaster yet, right? And the roller coaster isn't going to take off until all the people are on it safely. Like, and even when you board, right? Like you buckle down, you get ready. Nothing's going to take off until all the checks have been made, right? To make sure everything's good. And so I get the feeling that that's kind of like what they're talking about here is there's something's in alignment now. It's all good. That's like isn't that like a flight attendant? I don't know. That's a flight attendant like thingy, maneuver right there. That's something. So all the checks, even that's with a flight attendant as well. So they're reiterating it. There's checks that have to go on. They go through their list of like, this is what's about to. That's in alignment. There's something that happens this weekend where it's like, okay, this is the start of this coming together. And I feel like it's because somebody's on board, ready, and everything's ready to take off. Okay? Alrighty. The World card. 6 of Cups. We are talking about, they did say a full circle moment. And this energy is like coming back to something. This nostalgia. But it's like a return to this inspired state, this optimistic, this you know, we're gonna go back to and this is a great analogy. They're obviously using it for a reason. They're bringing me back to, they're talking about this trans woman that they're showing me having this energy of this gung-ho-ness and I'm going to own it and I'm going to do it, and the level of excitement and engagement. And when they first do it, they're really with it, and it's like I'm going, you know, and they're trying their hand, and then at some point, I don't know if society or if their own internal lens, but like something doesn't unfold quite how they envisioned it, or, you know, they run into roadblocks, things that make them question, right? Certain things. Or it loses its, for lack of a better term, its luster. Now, being authentically yourself, well, it can lose its luster at times, because when you are constantly like this, like, it doesn't mean that you stop being yourself, but you do tend to go into hermit mode. You do tend to retreat a little bit. You do tend to kind of like, let me recoup up. Let me kind of like gather myself back together, because this is an exact, like, you know, the level of excitement when something initiates. So you maybe, when you, I feel like this is a return to a destiny, to a timeline, and it's reawakening. It's almost like it's, once you merge back with it, there's a reawakening of this, where, again, the changing of a season, like there's brevity, there's this desire again, there's this, again, it's an reawakening, they're saying. And so it's like being recommitted to your journey and not letting the world, circumstances, attachments, or anything else like that, still your joy from a journey that is rightfully yours, right? So, and of course, this is, I feel as if this is, absolutely, there's a trans woman out there that this is for. And I want to just be like this, but they want to make it abundantly clear the journey that this individual is on. And there's so many of us that understand the energy and the impact and the emotions. We may not know exactly. No one, unless you are going through it, knows exactly. But when I describe this journey, I think that the reason they're using this particular journey is you can feel, it's like I can feel energy, I can feel emotions within me when I say these things. And even though I haven't gone through the exact same thing, I've been through something similar where I had to experience the exact same, I don't really like saying that, but like it's as close as it could be. Like there's something about telling this story, this journey, and using it as a metaphor for other people that it hits really deep. Like I feel that. I really feel that. Even though I haven't been through that exact same thing, my journey has felt very, very similar. It reaches a part of you. I don't know why they want me to explain this too. It's like, why do I gotta explain why we're using, and that's the point. I feel as if sometimes when we use too similar a situation, our mind gets engaged, right? And so it's like, it starts to dissect things. But when it's a story that is not necessarily our own, and we are listening, it engages our heart, right? And that's the whole point of this. But conversely, sometimes like with this scenario that I am discussing, having stories that are told that are not similar enough tends to trigger the mind and engage the mind. And that someone out there needs to hear something that reflects their situation, like almost because where their mind kind of stops. Because I feel like somebody, when they hear a lot of stories, they're like, well, that's not my story, and it's not, it just doesn't hit home as closely because the mind gets engaged. But there's somebody that's listening, that's going to listen, where this is their experience, and because the analogy, the story that I'm giving is so spot on to theirs, it stops the mind and it ignites the heart. So the point of this reading is people are going to feel this. And while you are listening and your mind is listening, and that's the thing, like there's a lot of times, whoever I'm reading for, your mind does not listen. It interjects, it speaks over, it compares, it piecemeals it apart while you're getting a reading or while you're getting information from Spirit, even if it's just a download. And Spirit's like, I want to bypass that and get to where you're just feeling this. And so this full circle moment is it is the moment where you are realigned with a destined path that you had already been on, and somewhere along the line got separated from for whatever reason, and in that you were detached and your heart was shut off, or mostly shut off, which greatly impedes and impacts you. Even to the point of experiencing joy in moments you know you should have. Even to not being able to feel alive. This reignites, like all of that reignites. This is a return to joy. This is having rose-tinted glasses again. Seeing things through a positive light and love and enjoyment. That's the full circle moment. This happens, it comes in, like something comes in alignment, and you were almost transported back to the first moment when you took your power back and you stood in your truth, and you felt it like pulsating through you, that you were finally who you were supposed to be, both internally and externally. That those things were in alignment. So now we're going to get to the Ace of Swords. This is definitely, let me tell you. You need to buckle up, okay? I'm just going to tell you this much because they're already telling me there are some details that I need to go over. So this is an overall understanding of what is starting. So something about this weekend kind of like bleeds into the rest of the year is what they're saying. But there's going to be detail. That's always a long reading. We're already taking a long time. So we got the Ace of Swords and the Two of Swords. With the Two of Swords, they're giving me something like, okay, I get it. Reality splitting almost. Because it was my internal world is not matching my external. I feel as if there was a separation that occurred. When you separated from this timeline, you felt divided within. Okay? And you may have been taking external steps, like within your reality to action something that you know is in alignment with who you are at the core. But all of a sudden, your internal realm, your emotions was not feeling connected to it, connected to the steps that you were taking, connected to the, and you may have felt like you reached a point of impasse, or you reached a point of, what do I do? Of confusion. And I want to say, there's this coming together. The Ace of Swords is these two halves almost like merging to create a whole. And there is something here where I feel like when you were in this impasse and you felt detached and you felt like my external is like what you thought everything was working in tandem is the word. And somewhere along the line, it just like this. And you were trying to hold on to both. I'm trying to hold on to, creating everything external to me because I deserve that. Because I don't want to be in the existence, or I don't want to recreate an external world to me that was from my past that's not in alignment with me. But then you're holding on to the other truth of, but my internal realm no longer feels aligned with this, and I don't understand what's going on, and it just felt like they came apart. But you held on for like dear life, let's take a look, to both, and you felt just that's where that disconnect and that lack of harmony came from. And you didn't know what to do. It stagnated you. And I feel as if you felt like you were meandering and just existing and not making any progress on it. Because we have two staircases, not going any path, not elevating, not moving forward. You were in limbo, is what they're saying. And those come together where you feel like you were like more truly yourself. You are truly yourself. You are in union again. And your internal realm and its truth of what it's experiencing is again true. Because you may, when in this split, you may have been like, maybe this is the wrong decision. Maybe I shouldn't be going about it like this. Maybe I should pull back from this. Maybe I should like something really, you begin to question yourself. You begin to I feel like wanting to give up a bit on what I'm not quite sure. And it all comes back. Like you have one truth now. Because this feels like two truths, you know, that you couldn't decipher. And when I tell you all with the Two of Swords, I always say this. And if you're new to the channel, I'm going to say it for you. When there's two truths equally correct, the way you decide is which of these two requires me in order to maintain it right now, in order to go that direction. Which truth is requiring me to forsake more of myself? Are either of these? Because things can be true up to a certain point, right? And then if you feel like you're losing yourself or having to sacrifice or compromise, or then is it really a truth, your truth anymore, in alignment anymore? This could be two opposing beliefs, or two beliefs that for the majority of your life were not opposing, but at some point they tend to cross paths, and it's like you're now in a position where you're like at a crossroads, or feeling pushed to a crossroads. And you realize sometimes, I say when the swords are crossed, it means that the truth is somewhere in the middle, that there's a compromise on both sides to come to a new truth. That's, you know, but when they're butting ends, there's like a decision. When the swords butt ends, it means there's this truth and this truth, and I need to choose one. And it may have been to the point where it was like, is it worth moving, like, is this journey that I chose to go on, that's supposedly reflective of who I am, even relevant or true anymore? Is it worth it? Or is it requiring me to sacrifice more than I can bear to maintain it? And that may have been that may have been where you were, but it's coming back together. There's a reignite because things come in alignment and they come together. Those aspects that felt like that were at war with one another, that didn't match, didn't mesh, didn't come together, come together. You're standing firmly in your truth and in your power again. And when that happens, something comes about for you. That's where the Knight of Cups comes from. Like, this cup feels like it was waiting for this to happen, for this to start, in order to come in for you. Because if it came in before, when you're like this, you wouldn't have chosen it. You wouldn't have invested your energy into it. And what I am describing does feel like it may impact a particular connection with another. And so going through this, it was like the only way for this to come together is for you to have moved through it. And to be back in the place where you are in your confidence, loving yourself, feeling whole, feeling free from that burden, Like this is just like this. I'm really getting a very vibrant Queen of Wands type of energy. Like feeling powerful and secure and at one with oneself. Just a moment. Sorry about that. I had the pitter patter of little feet running, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So I had to make sure all was good. Okay, so let's see here. Let's now we're gonna get into details, right? About what I automatically went for this. What's happening this particular weekend? Because we are saying something ignites this weekend and blends or bleeds into the remainder of the year. Something comes together. It initiates. There is forward movement. Like some journey starts. I heard today. Something starts today. Look at that narrow pathway. Okay, let's get this out. Let's see what Spirit has to say with this. Let's bring it back to this weekend and specifically, okay. That feels right and wrong at the exact same time. These 3 were in my hand. I'm gonna leave it be and say if it needs to come out, it'll flip out. There's a clear the air. So storms, when they come through, like there's this absorption of. So they're bringing me to when and I don't know if this happens with rain, like a creek. They're talking about the negative ions, and how like the moving water creates more positive ions. Ugh, I don't want to Google again. Oh my God. And they're almost like, they're talking about like water gathering up. Like there's this gathering up and removal of debris and things like that in the air. We'll find out why that's important. And then, okay, so something has transpired to do that. And now we have the rainbow after whatever storm. So you may have, like, I think that storm, this coming back together, like, is this the journey I really want to be on? Is this what I thought it would be? Is this really in alignment? That questioning, that separation that you experienced was the clearing of the air, right? Was the, and then after the storm comes the rainbow, which I guess they just said somebody has seen some rainbows here recently. A very bold rainbow. I feel like this is in real life, like in their, like either while driving or, you know, something like this, a really big rainbow. Blessings are showering your life now. And they're telling you to keep moving. Keep moving forward. Okay, that's not very detail oriented, and okay, thank you. Archangel Tarot. here's the funny thing. On this card, it talks about challenging information. I don't feel any challenging information. In fact, I never see the Page of Swords as anything but information. Now, and it can swing either way, right? So why they would paint this as challenging, it's kind of like, then I guess they're saying because it's like truth delivered without tact, it's kind of like just to the point. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean but it's challenging information. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel a little bit like, because this is about honesty. I don't know. This is the one card that I always tend to, in this particular deck, not agree with, except for the idea that sometimes there can be a change to plans, right? So I feel like this weekend, somebody may have a change to plans. At the last minute, you may just choose, oh, this. And it makes way for something. Okay, let's pull this. Keep pulling. Oh, I'm messing up the cards, but you know. Come on. Get on my nerves. I think somebody's upset with the amount of time this internal, they have felt in this limbo. They have felt kind of separate, or just I'm like pulled apart, because there is a need to like forgive yourself. Maybe there came a point where it was like feeling like, well, it's too late now. I don't want to have to go through it again, or something to that effect. And it is saying, it is still worth it. And there's just a, I don't know, like somebody's angry with how long something took, is what it feels like to me. Or that they had to even go through that to begin with. Or that they went down that path. Whatever that deviation from destiny was, right? The destined path, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so there's changes to plans on something that you're going to do, because the Two of Wands is all about action. Like there's a desire, right? Ace of Wands. And then the Two of Wands is the how you choose to action. It's a choice between two actions, actually. I can do this or I can do this. I could do something or not do something. And we are talking about, they were giving at the very beginning about like festivities and things like that happening, and being drawn, like something pulling you out of your comfort zone, something pulling you out of your cave, right? So there's kind of like, you might change up at the last minute and choose to do something, right? Or there's a change in plans that happens last minute that leads you to doing something different than what you were going to do. The Three of Swords is feeling kind of like, I don't know if it's, they're giving me like a separation from something. And I don't feel as if it's, I don't feel sadness coming off of this card. Just the word separation. And we will pull on that. That allows you to kind of like, so I guess you may be, again, the thing is very basic. There's a change of plans. You're going to do something different. So you might end up like separating from something, like separating from what you had originally planned to do to choose a different action this weekend. And that leads you to a new encounter, a new unexpected opportunities. So yes, so flanking it, we have the unexpected opportunities. You may choose to go your own way, which is the Three of Swords, like this level of separation, and do something different. We're gonna whoop, 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 whoop. Don't worry about that. If you're like feeling bad about a change of plans, or you're like, don't let there be any type of anxiety. Something about this weekend. They're singing the, what? Who does it? Go your own way. Go your own way. I'm a singer, can you tell? I'm amazeballs. I'm amazeballs. Okay. Something about this weekend is plant some seeds. So basically they're saying go with the flow. If something changes up, it's a-okay. You may make a change to certain plans, and then like something unexpected happens. So if you we're gonna hold on. Oh God, I wanted to clarify this. So let's just look at these really quick. Release. Time to move on. You know, the only thing I can think of is there's a part of you that may be like because of the unexpectedness of this, because you were thinking you were going to do one thing and something else happens, you're like, you know, again, go with the flow. Time to move on. Like, okay, time to do something. Like, if you have something unexpected come up, don't resist it, is what I want to say. Yeah, because I feel as if there's like some type of promising venture or something new that you'll get presented with this weekend that acts like the seed too. That's what the Seven of Earth is talking about. It's a seed that's planted that's going to bleed into the remainder of the year. It gives birth to your... This may be just choosing not to be in a ho-hum energy and staying recluse, because I feel like the separation may have been you this entire time. Jesus God, Shauna. We talked about separation the whole fucking time, and that's why they're talking about this. And it's like you're choosing something different. So there's a change of plans. You may think you're not going to do shit, and then you get an invitation or something else happens, and it's like, oh, now I'm going to... So like, you may be hesitant because of that, but they're asking you to choose a different action this time instead of sitting on your ass because something comes up unexpectedly and be like, oh, I didn't have time to prepare. Oh, I didn't. You need to get out. You need to do. You need to go. You need to engage. Okay, whatever this like thing that keeps you disengaged from things, you need to engage. Okay, you need to engage because in it you'll find unexpected opportunities to come up. Some kind of seed gets planted. Like it creates some level of motivation. They're like, do it. Just do it. And if you feel hesitant because you're like, I don't know. Again, someone feeling frumpy and not really, you know, and maybe you think, okay, I'll try to spruce up. I'll do a little bit, you know, you feel hesitant because of how you are just feeling. You feel this, I think somebody still experiences a slight disconnect between their internal realm and their external reality. And there's something about this weekend of letting some unexpected events, you know, like this is the kind of thing where like, if you are like, gonna go here at the last minute things change and you're gonna go there, trust it. Trust it. Okay, go with the flow, let it happen. Whatever transpires this weekend is the seed, okay, to this new beginning, to these unexpected, again, this unexpected opportunity is the seed that bleeds into the rest of this year. They're asking you to please follow through with it, because that's what the King of Wands is. He follows the fuck through. And release fears that hold you back. That's what they're trying to talk about. They're like, hey, there's a hesitancy there. There is. But separation is ending. And as much as that internal separation, okay, is coming to an end, so too must the separation from society, from life, from living, from engaging with other, like that gets to stop also. Okay? So tell me about the change of plans a little bit more, if you don't mind, Spirit. Or even, we'll start there. Again, because it's time to move forward, okay? It's time to quit doing the same old shit, having the same old response. Like, you just got to choose this weekend to do it, okay? You got to let go of this wall that you've built, this hesitancy, this sense of like uncertainty. I'm not sure, so I'm going to kind of like, resist. No, they want you to believe in yourself, have courage and believe in yourself. Don't give up, push forward. So if this change or this unexpected opportunity and, things aren't going what you thought this weekend, follow through with it. Do it. Have faith in yourself, okay? And it literally says, Magician card, you are ready. You're ready. It's time for life to be magical again. High Priestess is listening to your intuition, letting things unfold. Things are beginning to unfold. The book is open now in this High Priestess card. Things will begin to unfold. And part of going with the flow is trusting in spirit that things are happening the way they need to happen. And Queen of Swords, clear away everything that no longer serves you. Taking action the way you have been, the choice in choosing not to do things is no longer going to serve you. So there is, and I feel like somebody may have been preoccupying their time with other things. That almost acted as an excuse to not be able to do other things, and something shifts or switches up where you don't have excuses anymore. You don't have like other things pulling on you or demanding on you, and an opportunity arises. So like you may have thought, that's where the change of plans, but you may have thought, oh, I've got X, Y, and Z, and then like you don't have anything this weekend. Like maybe you thought you were going to work and you suddenly don't have to work. And it was always a great excuse as to why, I'm always so busy, and, kind of thing, right? You may not have anything to do, and so something unexpected comes up, and they're like, go with the flow. And if it appears like you plan to do one thing and it switches up last minute, that's okay. Even better. Like things are unfolding the way that it needs to. Don't be hesitant. Don't hold back. Don't go because you've been existing in a frumpy energy and you're not certain. I don't think somebody feels nearly as bold yet. But something about this weekend helps you to feel pretty bold. It's like a snowball tumbling down a hillside, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So let's just pull a couple more. This is a really amazing fucking message. And I sure as hell hope it makes it to whoever it needs to. Let's pull just a little bit from Lenormand, and we're going to wrap this bad boy up because I need to get this out to you all. Because I feel like this is pertinent for, it's obviously pertinent for somebody, but it's like, yeah. This is the key. Oh my God. This is the key. Okay. Motherfuckers, come on. Yeah, I called you motherfucker. Loving term of endearment until it's not. Oh, there's a lot of opportunity with this one. I feel like it's a loaded opportunity. Like there's just something. Okay. I don't know which one comes first because they both came out. I'm trying to figure out if they're supposed to go like this. I'm going to pull cards on them because they both flew out and I just picked up the first one. I'm going to assume that's the way it's supposed to go because I just naturally went to that. Oh. Yeah, there's an invitation. This is a solitary energy. The tower, like, you know, when you're locked away in a tower, get it? There's an invitation. I feel like that's the thing coming to an end, is this. Because somebody might be getting an invite from somebody. Let's see. What is contained in this information? If an opportunity arises, there's definitely something with it. You're getting somebody's attention. This is the card in Lenormand where it's like fame and recognition and like elevation and coming to light. You know, it's like, so you're getting some kind of like attention is what I want to say. You're going to get some kind of a, okay. Is that why you've been feeling uncomfortable in your own skin because of the separation? If you go out, you may run into somebody that's like, can I have your number? Can I, blah, blah, blah. Or you get attention. You're going to get attention. This is a nice little opportunity. What is the coffin card? Because that's usually a stop, a full stop. This is a connection. This is a coming together. This is communicating. Why? But why would you bring the... Oh, because you may be hesitant to go. If you... Is it because of it's somebody? Is it because of who it is that's inviting you? Or is this because you don't want to run into somebody? I don't know who that's for. No, I don't want to run, you know, like... because we've got this with the stork, which is something starting, something initiating. These opportunities bring it into something, which I did lay it, the separation. Fuck, I just saw that. I just saw that. I know some of y'all were probably hollering. Isolation and separation. There's an end to that. Ooh, you might run into somebody. And you know how it goes. You start just chit-chatting. And it's like that might initiate you to want to go get the clothes. Wanting to step more into your power. Wanting to, like, I even felt some physical changes. You're like, oh shit. Like something pulls you out of your cave. Somebody got me somebody. Oh my God. It's like, even if, here's the thing. Even if this was like it starts out like a friend. Or it starts out like a network thing. Or like, you know, connection. It's like, if you want to work with somebody like this, I feel as if you're like, I'm going to make sure I gotta get my shit together. There's no way I'm going around this person looking like, you know what I mean? I just feel like it pushes you to do certain things you haven't been doing. It pulls you out your fucking cave. Ooh. And into alone. And yeah, because somebody wants to start chit-chatting with you and they start giving you attention. And it's kind of like, I think this is, yeah, man. Because the two birds that come together are like bluebirds, right? Like bluebirds, blue jays are like soul connections and things like that. Something new starting. I do see, it's like you don't know where this is going to go. You're unsure of where... Or it requires you to get out. Again, it just requires you to get out. And then that's what we're coming with the... When we're talking about this, it's like... You might be like, I don't want to go. And Spirit's like, choose differently with your actions, please. The fuck are you doing?